Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you, late this morning, going into early afternoon, and this is for the next bullet for my Valentine Marathon Studio album review that I'm doing for their discography. And this is for Scream, Aim, Fire that I actually got my hands on, I think late this month, I believe, or late last month, I meant to say. I actually got my hands on it in January, I meant to say. But yeah, I'm gonna discuss what I listened to for this 11 track album. I know there's a deluxe edition. I just don't have the deluxe edition. Maybe in due time I may get it and sell this copy, but basically, sorry, that was my knuckle popping because I needed to pop my knuckle for a second. But yeah, I'm gonna discuss what I listened to for Scream Aim Fire, the second studio album for Bullet for my Valentine, and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this album review. Sorry for the lengthy intro, I tend to ramble on a bit. But yeah, I know there's a deluxe edition. I just didn't listen to the deluxe edition, but maybe in due time I'll check it out. But what did I think of this 11 track album for the regular edition? It's good. It's not as great as The Poison was, but I think Scream Aim Fire was one of the best singles that they came out with to open this album up. Um, Very chunky riffs. I love Matt Tuck's screaming vocals and his clean sings through most of it, and his aggressive vocals in the song sound really good. Eye of the Storm was pretty solid. I'm gonna give that a 5 out of 5, along with the first song. Hearts Burst into Fire, one of my personal favorite songs from this album. Hands down, one of my favorite songs from this album. It's my personal favorite. I just love the vibe I'm getting from this song. I love the melody. I love the heaviness in it too. Just has an upbeat kind of melody for most of it until the end where he screams it. The hearts burst into fire, scream or whatever. And yeah, Hearts Burst into Fire is a banger of a track. It's one of their best songs off this album. Waking the Demon is a pretty good one too. I like that one as well. And then Disappear was really good. I think after the first five tracks, this is where the album starts to die down a bit with some mediocre tracks, in my opinion. But basically, yeah, Deliver Us from Evil is a lengthy song. It's almost 6 minutes. But I think it's solid. It's just some of Matt Tuck's clean sings at the chorus part of the song don't really suit well over me, to be honest. I don't know. There's something about it that I just can't seem to get on board with. Like, the screams are great, but the drum work and guitar work's good, and lyrically it's fine. It's just the way that Matt Tuck is singing it. I don't know if I feel for, to be honest. Maybe this is a song I may have to come back to a few more times to see if it grows on me. But I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5 for Deliver Us from Evil. It's not a bad track. It's solid. Take It Out on Me does have a featured artist, and the featured artist kind of ruined the song a bit for me, to be honest. And you'll have to remind me in the comment section below who the featured artist is again, because I kind of forgot. It's from a certain band that he's with, but uh, he just didn't sound good in this song, to be honest. So 4.5 out of 5 for Take It Out on Me. Say Goodnight was pretty mellow track. It's a very melodic song until the second half of the track, and that's where Matt Tuck comes in with his screams, and it sounds really good. But the song was a solid song, so 4.5 out of 5. And then comes End of Days, and I like the riffs in the song, the good guitar riffs, and also the drum work is pretty good. but it's just the way Matt Tuck is singing the song I just can't get on board with. I don't know, there's something about the song I just can't seem to grow a liking to. It's a solid track, but it's just there's something about it that I just don't seem to like for some odd reason. And that's just my opinion, but hey, I still love Bullet for My Valentine. They're a pretty good metalcore band. Uh, but Last to Know and Forever and Always were the best songs, the best highlights on this album, and they close out the album pretty well. So I'll give them that. So overall, production, mixing, and execution, this album has its moments where it tends to be good, and then it falls short for tracks 6 through 9, and then 10 and 11 kind of bring the album back to life a bit. Forever and Always being the lengthy song on the album, and uh, it has a lengthy outro to the song. So Matt Tuck didn't sound so bad in the song, and sorry, that's my think weather notification or whatever. I'm not 100% sure, but it just did a ding for a moment, so please forgive me on that noise. But overall, I think Bullet for My Valentine's Scream Aim Fire album was a good listen. I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't listened to it, and definitely own a copy for it. I do have to check out the deluxe edition when I get the chance to, so you may see a deluxe edition review from me possibly tomorrow or something like that. I don't know for sure. I'll have to wait and see what I'm doing tomorrow. But first score for me, I'm going to give Bullet for My Valentine's Scream Aim Fire, their second studio album, an 8 out of 10. This was a good listen. Like I said, definitely check this album out. It's definitely worth purchasing. I do want to get my hands on the deluxe edition for the CD version, if they have a CD version for it. But I just own the regular edition because I think the regular edition looks pretty cool. The other version is in black and white, so, and with a red Bullet for My Valentine wording in it too, Scream Aim Fire, so it's pretty cool. So yeah, definitely check this album out if you haven't listened to it yet. This was my first listen for this album, and I never really followed them through this album cycle. I've only listened to Scream Aim Fire, Hearts Burst into Fire, and Waking the Demon, but I didn't hear the other songs, honestly. I just only followed those three singles for this album cycle, but never really cared to listen to this until now, and it's a good listen. So yeah, comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Bullet for My Valentine album, Scream Aim Fire, if you've heard it. And if you enjoyed this album review, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. I will be returning to you for another. I think I may review the deluxe edition sooner than you think. Probably tonight at least, if I come around to it. If not, you'll see it in the morning. I'm going to listen to the deluxe edition on YouTube and see what I think of it. So, yeah. And then I'll go to the Fever album on Thursday, so definitely tune in for that. I hope you enjoyed this album review for Scream Aim Fire by Bullet for My Valentine, their second studio album. Like I said, this is just the regular edition that I just reviewed. I will review the deluxe and see what I think of it, because there's a few extra tracks. I think a total of 15 songs for this whole album. But Forever and Always, I think, is a fine song to end it. I don't know if I want to review the deluxe edition, but I'll check it out when I come around to it and see what I think of it. But stay safe, guys. Take care. Have a great Tuesday. If I don't see you again until tonight or whatever. And as always, I will see you in my next review.